Welcome to TMI Weekly. I'm Megan.
I'm Julia.
And I'm Mary. And today we're talking about emotional topic.
Crying during sex. First of all, this happens and it's a good thing. It signifies an intensity of emotion that you just don't ordinarily experience. And
or you're just
it's like the worst sex ever and you're crying.
No, it's usually the best sex ever.
How telling is this conversation?
I would say over the course of my life, with everyone I've been truly in love with, I've cried at one point or another.
Really?
Yeah, for me, it's such a release of anything I might be holding in, any emotion that I might have built up. When you feel that close with someone, it's just, you can't hold it inside. You're having this totally rare, unique union, and it's so, and also it's, I should say this, right after orgasm.
Okay, but
it's not like you're not randomly,
it's not like
randomly
sex.
crying. You orgasm and then
you're
you
not
cry.
like,
Most doctors and most psychiatrists say it's about intimacy. It doesn't mean that he's hurting you. It's that you're feeling so vulnerable at that particular moment.
I think vulnerability is the best word to articulate the whole thing, because that means it could either be really good, it could be somewhere in between, or it could be really bad. But at that point, you're in the stage, you're like naked, you don't know what's going on, you don't know how he's feeling exactly.
Yeah.
And so vulnerable is that's the perfect word. I've only had one of these crying experiences. I think he was probably the first person that I ever trusted, and we didn't have sex. I just let him go downtown in college. Usually I'd been so frustrated. I was like, oh, it's just not gonna happen. I was never gonna achieve this orgasm. It took me until college. It took me until this very night.
4 years of foreplay. She finally came.
So then when it finally happened, then yeah.
You know what? That's completely understandable. You can have tears of relief after something like that.
Right.
Orgasms release emotion.
That we're still missing the topic at hand, which is how do you deal with that as it's going on, right?
Well, you have to warn him.
You warn him, you say, before we have sex, honey,
Well,
I might cry.
You're not taking this seriously.
I usually go to the bathroom if they're going to have some sort of emotional thing.
Beyond the Trailer. Get the inside track on the latest movies and reviews from audiences fresh out of the theater. This is the one. New episodes every Friday at BeyondTheTrailer.com.
I am not going to kill a relationship because I couldn't handle keeping myself together.
No, have you ever cried during sex?
I probably have, but I didn't let my partner know.
How did you do that?
It was dark. I probably had an emotional, really great, what. But I never had I'm gonna cry for, 15 minutes afterwards. I usually go to the bathroom if they're gonna have some sort of emotional thing. So now, how do you deal with it? Say you have this burst of emotions. What do you do? I wouldn't cry with someone unless I knew that there was that safe place.
Explain immediately to him that it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, maybe explain that it's not emotional, because if you're just sitting over there crying, he's like, she loves me now, I'm gonna have to say I love her soon. Just say this is just me releasing something.
Right. I think after you cry with a guy, if you haven't had this discussion with him, you have to explain to him that he didn't hurt you, because the first thing any guy is gonna think is that his prowess is just so extreme that he hurt you. I don't know why I'm talking like that. That's really weird. You say listen, you didn't injure any of my internal organs.
Really?
What?
Julia, if you're crying during sex and it's an emotional thing, that should indicate that you are in a relationship that is equal. And so he's like, okay, my girlfriend's crying, no big deal.
That's how he should feel about it, because you should trust each other so much.
Right.
That if you do something stupid, obviously I don't think it's stupid to cry during sex, but apparently a lot of people do. You should be able to do something that could be potentially extremely embarrassing.
I think what it comes down to is embrace your emotions, sort of feel sensitive enough to gauge your partner's reaction, and go for it.
Ultimately, it's not going to hurt anyone to cry. Crying releases a lot of toxins through your tears.
Everyone needs a good cry.
Everyone does.
Good orgasms, good cry. Those are
Hell
all
yeah.
the bodily
There you
functions
go.
that we as
and
humans
then don't
need.
be scared. We're not crazy. We're just a little emotional sometimes.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it doesn't mean you have to say that you love us, and it doesn't mean you have to marry us. It just means that you have to be compassionate and thoughtful and understanding for 4 minutes, okay?
I want to hear some of your good stories about, crying during sex, what the reaction was from your partner.
Exactly.
Email us, omg@tmiweekly.com.
Or go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/TmiWeekly.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.